Thank you for watching. This is my Axial Exo Terra. If you are familiar with my videos, you may have seen this car already. This conversion was inspired by a blog on the Axial Racing website. I will put a link in the description box if you want to check out the other videos in which I dropped this body shell on the Exo Terra. The Exo Terra is usually a car that comes with a few body panels. Let me take the body off so you can see that Exo cage. Usually comes with a roof and two side panels and a front, giving it a really like a desert racer car kind of look. You may be wondering what you see in the back over here. This is actually an SCX10 bumper which I modified. So I took the sides off because I want to be able to use this as a spare wheel housing. One of the upcoming events in 2015, and I believe it's also an event that's sponsored by Axial Racing, is King of the Hammers, in which people drive heavily modified off-road trucks through the desert, over rocks, stuff like that. You would see cars like a full-sized Axial Wraith, maybe even a full-sized Exo Terra, that type of stuff. And I was thinking, if I would have the budget, what kind of car would I be taking there? What would I like to do over there? What if I would like to take the entire family out on a trip like that? For that purpose, I think the Exo Terra would be perfect because it has 4 seats. My family is 4 people, 2 kids, my wife and me. So this would be the ultimate car in full size to attend an event like that. But, well, of course it does need to have a body. I think the Beetle body in this case just doesn't cut it. It needs to be a tiny bit more rugged, needs to look a tiny bit more tough. And of course one of the toughest off-road cars out there is Jeep. But there's no Jeep body available for the Exo Terra. So that's where you sort of need to be creative. Let me just take the chassis, put it to the side over here. I hope you can see everything clearly. The body that I have over here is a Proline body. It's intended for the Axial SCX10. I got my SCX10 over here, just in case you wonder what type of chassis that is. An SCX10 is a full crawler chassis. Most of you will find this really redundant information, but anyway, this is the SCX10. You can tell that, well, if I would flip this around, if I would cut out those wheel wells, drop it down and fit the appropriate size of tires, that it would be a direct fit. Now, thinking outside of the box, that's kind of what it's all about when customizing your car. Also in full scale, hot rodders, people who modify their off-road cars. It's all about doing things a tiny bit differently and using the unconventional route to achieve some different results. Same could be applied to RC. So this body, it is intended for the SCX10, but do we really need to use it for the SCX10? No, you can use it for anything you want. I hope by this video that you will be encouraged to get creative and experiment a bit, because it's a lot of fun to toy around with stuff and see if you can make things work, and you get a real kick out of it if you do manage to pull certain things off. Over here, this shell is completely uncut. I do have a cut shell as well, because I also needed to see if this of course would work before making a video, but it will also sort of show you what sections of the body I used, in my case for my Exo Terra, to drop this on there. Let me start off with, this is quite a crucial part. This is just a cut off. This is a spare part. You wouldn't use this usually because it falls outside of the wheel arches, and it's basically just a scrap piece of Lexan. This is a part that I will be using right in the front of the where the windscreen would be. I'm cutting out all of the windows because I want the interior to show. In some of those super off-roady trucks you don't see any windows either, because the glass will just shatter. So this is the first part that I used. Then another, well, quite important part is the hood. Let me see if I can find it, because it's utter chaos over here. You can't see it, but the side of the table is filled with tools and all sorts of other stuff. Markers, rulers. This is the part of the hood that I will be using. Now the main problem that I ran into when I wanted to make this fit on the Exo Terra roll cage was the height of the shell. I mean, it looked okay because it was a fit, but you could see the roll cage through the window, so I needed to find a way to lower the roof. I came up with something like this. I used the front as a separate section, cut it off completely, and then on the roof I made a whole lot of cuts as well. Again, I lost all of the windows. Lost the entire back because I also have the rear shocks that will be protruding from the body, and then in the front I needed to sort of be able to drop this down over the hood a tiny bit lower, so it needs to sit there rather than up here. So what I did, I separated those two sections. I also found that the wheelbase was a tiny bit too long for the Exo Terra. So by doing it like this, I managed to shift the roof a tiny bit up front and sink it down a tiny bit. I know it sounds really complicated, but it really wasn't. Just a matter of trial and error, see what works. Let me drop these two main body panels on the chassis as well, so you have a bit of an idea of what I've been up to. The parts that you see on the roll cage over here are also cut-offs, so these are just scraps. I always like to sort of hang on to the scraps, also to do some paint testing. Well, and in this case it also comes in really handy, gives you a tiny bit of extra surface to paint on. It gave me a spare scrap of Lexan in the back over here that I could mount that SE Extend bumper to. This will hold the spare wheel in place, like so. It is quite a snug fit, but that's exactly the way I like it. The tighter the better. So this will sit like so. You see that in the true scale cars as well, in the full-sized cars. They usually have like a bracket sitting over the spare tire, so that's also something that I wanted to have. The front will fit like so. I needed to cut around the roll cage a tiny bit just to make sure that I could sink everything down as far as possible. And then the roof section is going to sit right over here, using the same body post that I used previously on the Volkswagen Beetle conversion, and everything will be clamped down with a few screws, two in the front and two in the side. The side I want to convert to a regular body post with a body clip, just so I have easy access to the battery compartment of my Exo Terra. But for now, just to show you guys how it fits, I think it will sort of suffice to just show you what it looks like when it's bolted down. You can tell that, well, it fits, it looks different. That's exactly what I'm after. Does of course need a tiny bit of paint, but it gives me a nice base to paint on, and it gives me a nice base to modify a tiny bit. I use this Proline roof rack. I used the light bar with the brackets that you get with the Exo Terra when you buy the kit version. I'm not sure if this one also comes in the ready to run, but perhaps you do know it. So that's it, I think, for this episode. Go be creative, dare to cut up a new shell. There's nothing wrong with giving stuff like that a try. You will mess up a few times as well, as did I in the past, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to look factory finish. As long as it looks different, I think you have already achieved your goal. I like it when people look at a car and they don't instantly know what it is. Perhaps you have also done some modifications of your own in the past. If you have, let me know what you did. Let me know your experiences with it. I'm really curious to read your stories, so leave me a comment in the box below if you have. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. More info about the body, everything. I'm not a parts number reader because I think that is boring as hell. More info in the description box. If you want to mess around with, for example, a Proline shell, the people of Proline have been kind enough to supply me with a discount code, which is a HemiStorm 10. Make sure to pass that around to your friends as well. You can get tires, bodies, full kits, whatever, and you get an instant 10% discount on the Proline Racing website. So make sure to check that out. Thanks again, Proline, for hooking me up with that code and being able to pass it to you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you around. Next video I will be smashing some paint on this body. I have no idea what colors I'm going to use yet. I do know I want to put a King of the Hammers logo on it, and maybe even an Axial logo somewhere. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.